guys, we're at another SubTo deal that I bought with less than 4% interest, a VA loan, actually, that I took over subject to. And guess who I bought it from? This is video number 2 that I've done with Luciano. Luciano came all the way out from Orlando to get a haircut. This dude's mullet's been growing like crazy over there in Orlando, and they don't have great barbers, so he came all the way over out here to sell me a deal, hang out, and make some YouTube content with us to talk about where did he find this deal, how did he make money on it, and actually how much money did he make? And on top of it, who the heck does he have to thank for helping out on his team? Luciano, what's up, bro? How you doing?
What's up, bro?
Good to see you.
Good to see you, dude.
How'd you get this deal, man?
Trash to cash. That's what it is. So I make relationships with wholesalers who do not know creative finance, and they bring the deals they cannot do to me so I can convert them over.
Are they trying to do these deals on their own? Are they like attempting to do creative finance and then you're having to go back in and fix all their paperwork and fix all their mistakes?
I have in the past. I've done a couple deals with this wholesaler, and he actually knows not to do that anymore. So he sent me this one nice and clean, and I got to structure the whole thing myself. It was so smooth.
I remember you and I did a duplex on a. If you have missed that video, go down below. We'll have that video as well. It's a duplex I bought from you where it had like a blended rate of 2.5% interest. The seller tried to hire an agent, then the wholesaler reached out, and this wholesaler tried to do creative finance, and then you had to go and spend basically a week and a half fixing the problem. So this deal must have been after that deal where now that wholesaler's like, I don't want to deal with it, Luciano, just take it from start to finish, right?
That's correct. And it actually made a lot more sense for him too, because he didn't really want to structure all that stuff. I was actually the one asking for that. And after a while, I learned, hey, just let's keep it clean, hand it over to me this way. I've done 3 deals with this wholesaler, and so one relationship can take you that way.
Okay, so one wholesaler, you got 3 deals done, you sold all 3 of those deals to me.
Correct.
I know you're doing deals with other wholesalers and other buyers, but this one you've sold to me because they're all in Arizona.
Yep. And
I obviously buy in Arizona. How much have you made combined with this one wholesaler just in Arizona deals?
Just in Arizona deals, $72,000 so far.
Now, you've got a badass team. Obviously, you've got a lot of our community that's on your team. Who are those people that are helping you out? Who did you bring on your team?
The guy who closed this deal, his name is Sean Daly, at The Right Buyer on Instagram. We have Rinda Amick, who was my TC on the deal. And then we have my partner, Luis, who helped out with the whole back end. And of course, Pace's team, who facilitated everything once we had it.
It's kind of hard to beat Molly Tennant. She's pretty gangster. So a lot of people made money on this transaction. What's interesting to me is that a wholesaler was willing to go, you know what, I don't want to learn creative finance. In fact, I'll leave $72,000 on the table to let Luciano make that money. It just highlights to you that not everybody wants to do everything. Some wholesalers are like, I'm going to focus on cash, and as these dead leads come into my bucket, I'm going to collaborate with Luciano. Now, how much did that wholesaler make on this deal? Do you know?
On this one, he made a little bit under $10,000 bucks.
Okay, so the wholesaler says, look, I don't know what I'm doing. I'll let Luciano take this over. Okay, so if you're a wholesaler out there saying, hey, I need help with creative finance deals, maybe it's a good idea to reach out to Luciano or somebody else in the SubTo community and say, hey, Luciano, will you help me talk to the seller? Will you help me out with the paperwork? Will you do a deal with me? And Luciano will take the lion's share, just so you know, because he deserves it. He knows how to get the deal done. And then he'll make sure you get paid on that deal as well. So this wholesaler made some money on this deal. Awesome. Why the hell would I buy this deal? If the wholesaler didn't want it, an agent couldn't find a buyer for it, why would I, or any other buyer for that matter, buy this deal?
I mean, put simple, this is a great deal. 3.25% VA loan. And I mean, today's rates are what?
5.5 to 7.5, depending on who you are.
Yeah, so I mean, we're still buying properties at 3.x%. And so you care about that. That means your payment's a lot lower. On top of that, this one actually had a little bit of equity, and the solar is paid off.
What? Paid off solar?
Paid off solar. Yeah.
Well, that's cool. The only time solar is worth it is when somebody else just gives it to you. Just so you know, for all you solar people out there, y'all are scamming these old ladies, okay? Just so you know. So if I wanted to do more of these deals, if I'm Luciano and I want to go double down on how many of these deals I'm doing, how do I go find wholesalers to work with?
It's fairly easy. But first of all, you got to know your value and you got to know your skills. Secondly, you got to build relationships. And these relationships are built through networking, through going to events, through hosting an event that I actually host back home, as well as getting involved in the community and outside the community, especially in the free Facebook group.
There you guys go. You got it. Now, I've done 3 deals with Luciano. I'll do probably another 10 deals with him this year. You guys should be doing deals with him as well. And if you're not inside of our community, then you should be reaching out to our SubTo community and saying, help me, help me, help me. And they'll get on the phone with your seller. They'll help you bring money to the table. They'll bring a transaction coordinator to the table. They'll literally just take it off your plate. The wholesaler here is like, I don't want to deal with it. I just want to move to the next deal. So there's value to the wholesaler who had the lead. There's value to the seller who had an agent, couldn't get the deal done. They had it listed. It's a VA loan, so it didn't have a lot of equity, so they had a hard time selling the deal. And it was just better, honestly. You ended up talking to the buyer, or your partner talked to the buyer?
Yeah.
The buyer was pumped?
Buyer was pumped. This deal actually was a follow-up in a very interesting way. It was Thanksgiving, and we had followed up with this guy multiple times. And then he texted Sean Daly, my closer at the time. He said, "Happy Thanksgiving" to Sean. And then, of course, Sean immediately, I see on our CRM, he got on a call with the guy. Sean texts me. He's like, "Hey, I just locked up another SubTo in Surprise." Boom.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Yeah, happy Thanksgiving.
If you're trying to be a buyer like me, you got to link in with the SubTo community and be a buyer. If you want to be a wholesaler assigning these deals, go to SubTo community and say, "Hey, Luciano, help me out with these deals." And if you want to join somebody's team like Luciano, whether you're a private money lender, transaction coordinator, whatever, reach out to the guy. His Instagram will be down below. And by the time this video comes out, Luciano should have 2, maybe 3 YouTube videos already on his channel, so go check that out as well. And we'll see you in a 3rd video that I've done with Luciano as well. Who knows when that'll come out. See you later.